Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Kolbie Jack and his trainer Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Kolbie's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give at school is a tug and release on his training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Kolbie's going to come home with all of his very own training equipment, and you're going to be instructed on how to use all of that tomorrow when you come for your lesson. Now, if you notice, he's sitting very quietly and nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking so that the dog's shoulders remain even with your left leg, and the command is Kolbie, heel. Now at this point, Kolbie has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with his trainer, not forging ahead or lagging behind, but staying right next to Rich's left leg. And each time that Rich turns, he should turn. If Rich stops his feet, he should sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So this makes walking your dog a pleasure instead of a drag. When you stop to cross traffic or talk to someone on the street, he should be sitting nicely, looking up at you, waiting for direction. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, we do not use his name. It's the one-word firm command to stay. Rich walks out to the end of his leash and turns to face him. You're going to start out at about 30 to 45 seconds and work all the way up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him, and Kolbie should remain seated until Rich gets all the way back to heel. He will stop his feet at Kolbie's shoulders, and then he gives him another command, and he told him to heel again. And all of these commands are designed to help to instill self-control, maturity, focus, looking at you for direction. So there's a reason behind every command, and we're going to be teaching you how to use these commands in your everyday living situations. This is a drill that we want you to practice. Rich will leave him in another sit-stay. And this time, instead of returning all the way back to Kolbie as he did before, he's going to demonstrate the come-on command. Now, Rich says that very softly as to not amp him up, because if you get him too amped, as you already know, you lose him and he loses his focus and attention. So when you call him, it doesn't have to be over the moon excited. Just kind of lighten your tone, keep it soft, reel him in with your leash like you saw Rich do, right into a sit so he's not jumping on you. Stay. And Rich will demonstrate that command again for you. He uses his name, the word come. Kolbie comes right in and sits facing his knees, and then he returns back to heel position. Very nicely done. So as far as his focus, his self-control, he has come such a long way. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your down commands. The first one is a down from a heel position. So with your dog seated at heel, you're going to take your open left palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down and stay. Now your long sit stay and your long down stay, you can practice indoors as well as outdoors. Rich has just told him no because he was sniffing, and that's not a part of the down command and usually precedes them getting up. So he's making him hold that. You can practice this right in your living room. When Rich returns back to him, he walks all the way around him just as he did on the sit-stay, back to Kolbie's shoulders, and he stops. And then he tells him to heel again. And this down stay, you can do while you're watching TV. Like, make your obedience a part of your everyday living situations. So it's down, stay, walk out to the end of your leash, turn to face him. And in an obedience trial, the long down stay is for 5 minutes. And technically, as long as they don't stand up, it's still considered a long down stay, but that sniffing is a distraction technique. This time, Rich will call him out of that. He's to come right in and sit, and then he's to go back to heel, back sitting. Very good. Now, the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you, and the last command that we're going to demonstrate for you, is your down from a distance. So you're going to leave your dog in a sit-stay. You're going to walk out away from him, and you're going to turn to face him. This is the only time that you're going to use your right hand to give the command.
Down.
Perfect. That is your down from a distance, and you're going to be able to lengthen out your distance with that as well. Now, we've demonstrated for you all of Kolbie's obedience commands. We have lots of other things to go over with you when you come, but we want you to keep this video on your computer so that you can work along with it when you're at home. He has been a challenge, but he has come a very long way, and we are very proud of him, and we want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.